Elfinville, written by Professor Scry and narrated by Jack Wynters. Chapter 1. Jacob cherished the night-time, especially when there was a full moon, and he loved to spend those hours out of his bed, far from the security of the Tanner household, and down the winding trail that led deeply into the woods. In the daylight hours he had chosen a rocky outcrop upon which he liked to sit, high above the slow-moving stream. In the beginning that was enough. The bright forest had offered him the peacefulness that he sought, until he discovered that daylight hours revealed nothing by comparison with the magic experienced when wrapped in the moon's iridescent light. He loved being completely enveloped in sounds unique only to the night-time. Jacob had, for as long as he could recall, been captivated by the darkness and everything that it presented. The primal cry of the coyote in the distance, the growl of a raccoon nearby, the screech of an owl overhead, the stars, the moonlight, and the euphoria of buzzing, chirping, and whirring that rose up from the mossy bed and out of the shadows. In Jacob's mind, there was no place more enchanting than the forest during a starlit, full-moon night. For a boy who was not yet 10 years old, the woodland was as mysterious as the books that he had read, a magical kingdom where dreams came true and where reality was far removed from idealism. Jacob had neither big nor little brothers or sisters, and was often a bit envious when his friends' parents announced that they were having a baby, a new addition to their family. In the end, and jealousy aside, the family of Lisa and Eric Tanner never grew beyond Jacob and Rusty the dog. Rusty, named after the golden-brown coat that he wore, was a basset hound and a good pet. He had joined the family in the same year that Jacob had been born. Rusty had already slowed his pace, and was more recently showing signs of gum disease and having inflammation in his joints. Jacob understood that all too soon the family size would once again be reduced to simply Eric, Lisa, and Jacob. He had long since given up on the chance of having a sister or brother to play with. He had grown quite used to the fact that his family was not going to increase in size, not now, not ever. Once, on a whim, and feeling that it would be a good idea to have another living, breathing thing inside the house, Jacob had considered getting a kitten. But after long deliberation, he decided that an all-too-complicated dog and cat fight would be inevitable. Rusty would certainly want to maintain his territory, the training process would begin again, and that newcomer would want all the attention as it inevitably edged its way into everyone's space. As those thoughts drifted around in Jacob's head, he decided that maybe it was best to be just an only child, and the idea of getting a cat died away. Rusty certainly made a good enough pet, slow as he was becoming. Jacob had few friends, aside from Dexter, a classmate of his in school. They had been the best of pals since grade 1, and he was the kind of friend who seemed to be there, underfoot, regardless of the occasion, be it a crisis or for no good reason at all. He often arrived on Jacob's doorstep uninvited, and most often when it was least convenient to the Tanner household, but that was simply the way their lives had woven together, and in the end the Tanners simply adjusted. Besides, what did it matter? Life was not always about convenience and invitations. Jacob knew that Dexter preferred to be at Jacob's house more than at his own, and who could blame him? Dexter's house had been filled with too many girls, 3 sisters. Life at the Tanner household was quiet and completely void of giggling. It was where the stuff was not complicated. There were fun things to do, and they never had to line up to get into the bathroom. Such was their friendship, one that did not swing back and forth like the pendulum of a clock. They were not at Dexter's one day and at the Tanners the next. Instead, they did their bonding quite contentedly on Jacob's swings that hung from the old beech tree in the Tanner's backyard. The tree's many near-horizontal branches made it one of the finest for climbing, perfectly designed to hold the swings. The ropes and the hand-carved
Sample complete. Ready to continue?